If you're going to lie in the presence of people who know better, who know what the truth is, that's very difficult. So a lot of times skeptics will say, and you hear this all the time on Twitter, right? They'll say, oh yeah, the Gospels were written 100 years after the fact. Well, if that's the case, then I think you could lie very easily, because the people who would have known Jesus of Nazareth, they'd all be dead. So they wouldn't be around to say that's a lie. But that's what I needed to know. I needed to know, were those accounts written early enough to, number one, have been written by eyewitnesses, or number two, to have been written in the presence of those who would know better. So the early dating was going to be important to me. If these aren't early enough, I'm out. There's no point in even trying to test them. They cannot be eyewitness accounts if they're written by people 100 years after the fact. So I wanted to know how early they were written. I think there's good reason to believe these accounts are very early, well early enough within the lifetime of eyewitnesses, so that when Paul says something like in 1 Corinthians 15, where he says that to the Corinthian church, he says there are over 500 of the brethren who witnessed the resurrected Christ on the same day, who were still alive, most of whom were still alive, but some have fallen asleep, that you could actually talk to. You could ask them, what did they see? And this is part of the creed that Paul talks about, in 1 Corinthians 15. For I delivered to you as of first importance what I also received, that Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures, that he was buried and raised on the third day according to the scriptures, that he appeared to Cephas and then to the 12. And after that, he appeared to more than 500 of the brethren,